During the 1930s, in the midst of the Great Depression, a combination of extreme drought and agricultural mismanagement led to a decade-long ecological disaster that came to be known as the Dust Bowl. This was a period when the skies over the Great Plains were often darkened for days by massive dust storms that were miles high and sometimes hundreds of miles wide. These black blizzards, as they were called, could blot out the sun for days, burying farms with dust, ruining crops, and killing livestock. Farm families in the area held out as long as they could, holding out hope that the situation might improve. But after years of drought and dust, most struggled to earn a living. Many lost their farms and had little choice but to leave and create a new life elsewhere. As farming failed and the Depression continued, local economies crashed, and eventually the towns as well as the farms were abandoned. The Dust Bowl exodus was the largest migration in American history, with an estimated 2.5 million people leaving the Dust Bowl states of the Great Plains during the 1930s. California was seen as the promised land for many, symbolizing hope and the possibility of a fresh start far away from the blighted landscapes of the Dust Bowl. Migrants traveled in overloaded cars and trucks, crossing deserts and mountains with their few possessions piled high. The journey was difficult. Vehicles would break down and replacement parts weren't always easy to come by. Though these travelers were resourceful and could often fabricate solutions for breakdowns along the way, sometimes vehicles had to be sold or simply abandoned. For those who made it to California, many found the state to be less welcoming than they had hoped. Jobs were scarce, and the influx of migrants drove wages down, exacerbating tensions between locals and the newcomers who faced hostility and discrimination. With no money to pay for housing, settlement camps, really little more than shanty towns, sprang up around California. Families would live in tents or homemade shacks with no water or sanitary facilities. Eventually, the federal government, recognizing the severity of the crisis, began to establish organized camps with medical clinics, libraries, and even schools.